Hiya. So, I'm gonna try and keep this short, but I just wanted to kind of do sort of a diary type thing, which is kind of what this is, and kind of like here are the fun things going on in my life. But I think I've told you guys before. If not, brand new information for you. But I am currently in recovery for a few different things, and one of the things that I'm in recovery for is an eating disorder, and another thing that I'm sort of in recovery for is depression, which are things that I'm gonna have to live with for the rest of my life. And there are a lot of um, there's a lot of misinformation about recovery, and I just wanted, because I've had some hard weeks the last couple weeks, and it's kind of tearing me down a little bit about my recovery and the things that I'm seeing, I guess, just on Tumblr and online, in the way I'm kind of treating myself. And I had this misconception that like once I started recovery that it was some magical word that was gonna fix everything, and it's not. And I thought the worst thing that could happen when you're in recovery is that you relapse, and that's not true. You feel bad about it, and you kind of try to talk yourself through why it happened, and you're sort of at square one again. And people like to, or people think that that's that's the end of everything. Once you relapse, like it's over, all your work is for nothing, and you didn't learn anything, and that's just not true. And the first time when I first started my recovery in 2012, I relapsed about 2 months later, and I thought that I hadn't learned anything, and that I, tore down all that work that I had done for the last 2 months, and it's not true. Like you still learn things, and as long as you're committed to the recovery, as long as you're committed to getting better, the relapses are not what you're focused on. It's the getting better, and well, this is my relapse, but this was 5 months ago, or this was my relapse, but that was 2 days ago, and this is my recovery 2 days later. Like it doesn't really matter as long as you're committed to getting better. And it's easy to forget that sometimes when you do relapse, or when you do just kind of start to go into a dark place. And I just want to be able to kind of come back and look at this and go, it's okay. It is okay that you fell back into an old habit, but you're gonna get better. And I think what messes me up the most is talking to other people in recovery, because I've only been dealing with this since 2012, but there are people that have been dealing with the same thing since 2010, or just longer than I have, or they're just generally doing better than I am. And I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like that's my first thought sometimes is, well, I feel really bad today about this, so I must be doing something wrong in my recovery, and that's just not true. Because it's still very early. It's still the very early stages, and this applies to anything. Eating disorders, depression, anxiety, drug addiction, alcohol, anything, really. And it's easy to say, well, they're dealing with the same thing, but they're doing it a lot better. There are other factors going into it, so you are not competing with anybody else. Just like I'm not competing with anybody else. I'm not competing with Kendra, or people I don't know from the internet, or people in a book, or I'm it's not a competition. We're all trying to get better, and that's the important thing. It's just that you get better. So just make sure that every once in a while you remind yourself that you are dealing with your own problems in your own ways, and so are they. And it's not going to be identical. It's not going to feel the same to you as it does to them. And it's not a competition. So please remember that, and be positive and be committed to your recovery and don't focus on your relapses. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.